Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Today's video, I'm sure as you can tell by the title, is going to be basically the non-glorious side of pregnancy. So all of the things that are kind of like TMI, gross stuff you wouldn't normally talk about because it is like TMI. So that's what I'm going to be touching on today, and I actually got this idea from someone who left a comment on one of my previous videos. She was wondering if I had any TMI embarrassing things happen throughout this pregnancy. So I have actually had quite a few. So I decided that I would just dedicate a whole video to the whole topic, because if I just tried to touch on it in a separate video, it would end up taking up most of the whole video anyway. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I don't want to get too much into detail about things just because things are TMI, but I do want to kind of hop on here and tell you guys that it is not all rainbows and unicorns and perfect and you have a cute belly bump and stuff like that. There are things that happen throughout pregnancy that aren't enjoyable. So I know that at least everyone has probably experienced one of the things that I have on this list. I have 7 of them, but I just figured I would share it with you guys. Also, my pregnancy is more than halfway over. I am 25 weeks as of today, so there could be more things that haven't happened to me yet that are going to happen to me in the future, but as of right now, I have 7 things that I'm going to share with you guys. Once again, like in every video, I have my dog here. She follows me around. She is literally like my shadow, so if you see her or hear her collar jingling, that is her, so just kind of disregard that. But we're going to go ahead and jump right on into this video. Now, the first thing that I have to talk to you guys about would be diarrhea and constipation. Now, they are 2 separate things, but they go together as far as my situation goes. So a lot of women have issues with being constipated and feeling backed up, if you would like to call it. So I really didn't have that issue in the beginning. And then as I would say probably when I got to be around 15-ish weeks, I started having that issue. It would be days where I wouldn't go to the bathroom. Bathroom as being number 2. I'm not gonna, get too into it, but you know what I mean when I say that. So I would go a few days, 3 to 4 days without having a bowel movement. And then all of a sudden on that 5th day, it would just be diarrhea. So, that's definitely a TMI symptom that I know a lot of women have. I have heard a lot of stories on constipation and stuff like that. So I know I'm not the only one that has dealt with that, but it definitely would come in waves. I just wouldn't go for a couple of days, and then that one day it would just be everything all at once. And I'm not gonna lie, when I finally was able to go, I felt 100 times better, but it's also gross because it's diarrhea and it's, I don't know. But that is the first symptom that I have dealt with throughout this pregnancy. Well, not throughout, but that I have encountered at least once throughout this pregnancy. Now, staying on the topic of bowel, butt stuff that deals with that area, I have 2 more things. So the next 2 symptoms are also going to deal with that kind of stuff. And the first one being I'm definitely way more gassy than I've ever been in my whole entire life. It seems that no matter what I eat, what I do, what I drink, I'm always gassy, whether it be from down there or burping or just something of that nature. So that would be symptom number 2. There's really not much to touch on that other than just saying I'm gassy. Clearly all of you know what that means. It's definitely, like I said, increased since I've been pregnant, so that is symptom number 2. Moving on to number 3, that would be hemorrhoids. Now, I don't really know if you can call it a hemorrhoid. It's more of, this happened one time and it was for a couple of days that it lasted. So it hasn't been a consistent thing, but it did happen, so I felt like I should touch on it. And that would be where it almost felt like things were swollen down there, and like as if like I would try to wipe in that area, it would feel kind of like inflamed and irritated. Now, I do know that basically hemorrhoids are the like inflamed veins of like your rectal area. So I do think that's what it was, because it felt super irritated and swollen. So it's only happened one time. It lasted for, I would say, 2 to 3 days, and then it went away on its own. So not too sure if I can classify that as being hemorrhoids, just because it hasn't been consistent. But it did happen. It was very uncomfortable. As far as like outside of the bathroom with that, I would definitely say I felt discomfort sitting down, and like I didn't want to sit down because it was so sore and irritated that it would just irritate it more if I was sitting. So that was not fun, and it lasted, like I said, 2 to 3 days. So I had to deal with that for that period of time, and it was not enjoyable. So like I said, pregnancy is not always glorious, but it'll be worth it in the end. I know everything that I have gone through already and that I will continue to go through will all be worth it when she is here. But I just felt like I should share that symptom with you guys, because it happened, I experienced it, so you might experience it as well. I don't know, everyone's different, but that is something that I have had to deal with recently. The fourth symptom would definitely have to be increased discharge. Now that is definitely TMI, but before I got pregnant, I would say that like it was normal down there. And then I know when you are pregnant, you have like, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. It's like leukorrhea. I don't know how to pronounce it, but that is like discharge that's like thin milky substance, and it's like a watery thin milky substance, and it is brought on by pregnancy. So I've definitely had that to the point where in the beginning, when it first started happening, I wasn't really sure what it was. I did research, talked to my OB about it, figured out it was completely normal, and then kind of needed to start wearing like liners, because if not, it just like ruins my underwear. So that's definitely been a journey. I, was kind of looking forward to the whole not having to like wear a tampon or a liner. I'm not wearing tampons, but like the whole like wearing a liner kind of thing, like when you get to the end of your period kinda, and then like since you're not on your period because like you're pregnant, you wouldn't have to do that. But like now it's like, psych, just kidding, instead of you bleeding, like you're gonna discharge everywhere. So that has been quite a journey, but it's normal, so there's nothing that I've really been worrying about. Of course, if it gets to be like super excessive, then I will let my OB know, but as of right now, it has been what's considered normal. But that has definitely been something that I've been struggling with, and I know some other people who have been pregnant and struggled with it as well. So maybe that's something you've struggled with, not too sure, but it is not pleasant. Now the next symptom would definitely have to be increased hair growth. That would be all over my body. So I used to have like little peach fuzz like on my stomach area. I feel like almost everyone has that. And now I definitely feel like it's starting to grow more. It's not like I have a hairy stomach and I look like a caveman, but I definitely would say that it's not really just peach fuzz anymore. It's definitely there. However, it is blonde, so you really can't see it, but that has definitely increased. And I would say my leg hairs definitely grow back way faster now than they did before, which is insane to me because they used to grow back super quick before pregnancy. So the fact that they can grow back even faster literally blows my mind, but it's true. It is happening, and I'm sure, as you can tell, my hair is kind of like two different colors because it has been dyed and then the roots are growing out. I do not plan on dyeing it again. I think I just want to let my natural hair grow out and then just kind of get it trimmed up as it grows. But I will say that I feel like my roots have been growing faster. Like, I don't know, I just feel like my hair was dyed for a really long period of time and my roots didn't really grow in, and then now it's kind of like my hair just like hit a growth spurt, and it's like, I don't know, it's crazy, but I'm not complaining because I want my hair back to my normal natural color anyway. So if it wants to grow quick, that's fine. Just kind of irritated with my leg hair and the whole belly hair situation, but it's fine. We'll get through it. It'll be worth it. The last two symptoms that I have for you guys aren't really TMI symptoms. They're more of just kind of weird and like different symptoms that I've experienced this pregnancy. And the first one of those two would have to be weird and vivid dreams. Like, I feel like before I got pregnant, I didn't really ever dream. I mean, they say that you dream every night, but sometimes you just like don't remember them when you wake up. So that's probably what it was. But now I have like the most vivid dreams, and they are so weird. They do not make any sense to me. And it's like I'll wake up and it'll feel like it was so real because it's so vivid. I don't know, I'm sure that you've experienced some kind of dream, whether you're pregnant or not, and it feels so real that when you wake up, you're just kind of like, it kind of affects your mood and like your actual everyday life. Every day, like, you wake up and it like could just change the way that your whole day is. That's kind of how these dreams are because they're so vivid and they do not make any sense. Like, I don't even have an example off the top of my head, but they definitely are crazy, and that was not something that I had experienced before getting pregnant. So that's definitely brought on by pregnancy, and I know I'm not the only one who has that symptom. There's actually like this really fun thread on the pregnancy app that I have where we kind of like, well, I haven't commented anything, but other people comment like their weird dreams that they've had and just kind of like share stories with each other, so we can all kind of like laugh at what everyone else is experiencing in their dreams. So we get a good laugh out of it, but they're definitely weird in the moment and just super concerning, and I'm definitely going to be excited when they are over with, because some of them are nice and like involve like me seeing the baby or like what I think would be her, but some of the other ones are just weird and don't make any sense, and I don't know, but that is definitely something that has been brought on by pregnancy, and I don't think I'll miss it if it goes away. So there's that. And the last symptom that I have, but once again, it's not TMI, it's just kind of something that has been brought on, would be my gums bleeding when I brush my teeth. Now, I have never really had sensitive gums to where they would bleed when I brush my teeth. If I like went to the dentist and they were like picking at them and stuff like that, then they would bleed. I mean, clearly they're getting like picked at and like stabbed with a sharp needle thingy. So clearly they're gonna bleed, but just like everyday brushing my teeth in the morning or at night or whenever I brush them, it started making them bleed more. And I've even tried using like the sensitive toothpaste, because Garrett actually has really sensitive gums and he has to use that toothpaste, or his whole mouth, like it looks like someone like punched him in the face and like made his mouth bleed. So he uses the sensitive toothpaste to not make his gums bleed, and I tried using that and it still makes my gums bleed. So I definitely know that's also like a common sign, so it doesn't really bother me or like worry me that that's happening, but it is definitely something that's different and I was not experiencing pre-pregnancy. But that is all of these symptoms that I have for you guys today. I know like the last two weren't really TMI, but I figured the first 5 was enough TMI for you that I would just kind of share some regular symptoms that I have also been experiencing. Kind of not trying to gross you out too much, but still trying to share information with you guys to know that if you have experienced any of that stuff, you're not alone, and it's common. So if you have gone through that or are going through it, or you do go through it in the future if you aren't pregnant or you haven't got to that part of your pregnancy yet, then it's totally normal. You're fine. There's nothing wrong with you. So don't worry in that aspect. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. Like I said, this was recommended by someone who watched my previous video or videos. So if you have any requests that you would like to hear from me or have me touch on in a video, then definitely leave that in the comments down below and I will get on that as soon as I can for you guys. But that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. It definitely supports my channel and helps me grow. And subscribe so that you can see all of the future content I have coming for you. And that's going to be it. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.